Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel AVME. Guys, in today's live stream, I'm going to show you how to use your DSLR camera to live stream and basically use external microphones, like professional grade external microphones, two of them simultaneously, to live stream on YouTube and Facebook. Also in this live stream, I'm going to show you guys how to get your DSLR camera image as full image for live stream, because when you take a output from your DSLR camera via HDMI, then basically it's a live view output, and it's capped at 1080i at 60 hertz or 60 frames per second basically. But when you try to put it in Xsplit, like any broadcasting software, then it shows the edges. If you look at my previous live streams, then there was a border inside the live stream. So in this live stream, basically I've got rid of that border, and I'll show you exactly how I have achieved it, and basically how I managed to get two professional grade external microphones to go with this setup. So I'll just go through all the how to guide, how to do this kind of setup using two microphones. Now I'm just gonna put this microphone down and switch on my Shure SM58, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so there you go. I have switched on the SM58 now, and I'm speaking through SM58. Both microphones, they are live at the moment, and obviously you can hear some background music as well. The main idea of doing this live stream is, if you've got like a DSLR camera and professional grade microphones, you can live stream on budget to YouTube or Facebook or any other live stream platform. So I'm just gonna speak using this microphone, and as you can see, you can probably hear the background music as well. Let's start with the setup, like how I have achieved all this utilizing the DSLR camera and external microphones to produce this good audio and video quality. Okay, to start with, I'm 100% sure most of you guys, you are familiar with DSLR camera and the live view via HDMI output. If you're not, then watch my previous live stream videos and you would know like how to take a HDMI output from your DSLR camera and set it up as live view. In this stream, I've done something different. What I've done different, I've added music in the background, and what I've done, I'm using two external microphones. And third thing, what I've changed is I have managed to output the DSLR live view as full screen on YouTube live stream or Facebook live stream, so you guys get like a better view and there is no border. Okay, so how I have achieved it. So basically I've got a DSLR camera and a HDMI output from that DSLR camera is going to this Evermedia LGX Extreme graphics capture card. Basically it's a game capture card, but you can provide any HDMI signal to it to capture any device. Yes, it has HDCP protection. If your device is outputting HDCP content, then you would not see it on the capture card. So in order to bypass that, you would need HDMI splitters, and you have to check the law in your country whether you can use HDMI splitter or not, because I'm not recommending to use HDMI splitter. It's on your own discretion or on your own decision basically. but it is compatible with HDCP devices, so it's ready to go with HDCP. And now how I managed to get this kind of setup. So basically I'll show it to you guys, like what I have used to connect two microphones, and then as you can hear in the background, there is background music. So let's start, guys. I'm gonna switch off the background music now, and I'll show you the hardware involved first. So for this I have basically used a mixer called Yamaha AG06, which is a loopback mixer. What that means is when you're playing any audio from your PC in loopback mode, then that audio is transferred to the mixer via USB, and then you can output it anywhere. That's how I'm outputting the audio of playback music to Xsplit, because if you look in Xsplit, I'll share my screen. Let me just minimize this a bit and let me bring in my desktop. Okay, let me just put my desktop right here, and yes. Okay, if you look here on my desktop, basically if I go to tools, settings, and if I go to audio, in my audio the system sound is selected as my mixer, which is Yamaha AG06, and my microphone inputs, they are Yamaha AG06 as well. So when I'm playing any music from any application, it's gonna go to the live broadcast. So let me just play it now, and you guys would hear it shortly. Okay, and you will hear the music shortly, and this is how you do it. This is how you achieve the background music. Now, as in mathematics, there are different formulas of achieving one answer. Same applies to audio and video setup. You can achieve one goal by having different formulas. Now how you do it, it's up to you, but I'll explain you in this live stream how I have done it. So now if you look on my screen right here, I'll show you, like right here, and if I right click on my live image which I'm capturing from my HDMI DSLR output camera, if I go here, right here, and if I go to video input, the audio input I've just selected as HDMI. In live view, DSLR cameras don't output any audio. That's why if you connect an external microphone directly to DSLR cameras, it's not gonna output that microphone audio via HDMI. It just doesn't exist, that function. So how do we connect external microphones? I'll come back to that. So as a start, just your video input should be HDMI, your audio input should be HDMI as well, and then just click on video decoder, select unknown, and just click on OK. And here if you look, audio input, I've just selected built-in none, and audio output, just leave it to system sound, don't change it to anything. And in this live stream, as you can see here, I haven't muted the microphone here, and I haven't muted the system output, because I'm controlling the inputs and outputs from my mixer. That's giving me additional functionality or control over my incoming and outgoing. But I haven't muted anything here, and that's why it's not creating any sort of loopback at all. Also, if you look uh, if you look here, like I'm getting steady frames per second as 30 frames by 30 frames. And if I right click on my camera image, as you can see right here, I'm getting somewhere between 30 frames per second as steady, they're continuous, and you know, it just stays on 30 frames per second because that's what I have programmed it. And sometimes it drops to 7, 9, 1 frames per second, but I believe, you know, if you're not using a lot of applications in the background, it would be steady. Okay, that's on how I have configured the AverMedia capture card. Now let me get rid of this desktop video right here, and let me just go here full screen on the camera image. Now guys, if you look, I'm capturing full image. How I managed to get that? If I right click here, actually I need to bring it in the desktop in order to show you guys how I achieved it. Let me get the desktop on top of here. Okay, so guys, how I managed to get this full screen of my camera image. If I right click on my capture card input, and if I go to layout, then if you can see, the position is 1920 by 1080. I haven't touched that, but what I did in the cropping side, in order to get rid of that bar which I was receiving earlier from the capture card and from my DSLR camera live output, I was receiving my image as 16 by 9 aspect ratio, but obviously there was a bar appearing inside my image. So I done some cropping. So on the top I applied 97, on the bottom I applied 97, left I applied 181, and right I have applied 169 in the field available. And that's how I got rid of that border which was appearing on my live stream. And as you guys can see, like, I'm live streaming using 2 professional grade microphones, and my image quality is really good. And I'll show you the Yamaha AG06 mixer now, what I have done with it. So just bear with me for a second. Okay guys, so as you can see, you know, this is the Yamaha AG06 mixer I've used to connect 2 microphones, and then I'm using this mixer to live stream background music which is coming from my laptop. As you can see here, I've got 3 options to use this mixer in different modes. If I want to use it as audio interface for recording purpose, I'll just use it in dry channel 1 to 2. If I want to use it as live mixer for live applications, I'll use it in input mix. And if I want to use it for live streaming and stuff, then I have selected loopback. As I said, what loopback does is this mixer receives playback audio from your computer via USB, and it just send it as a mix signal which is mixed with these 2 microphones, and then whatever audio it's receiving from the PC, it comes as mix with those 2 inputs. So I'm just gonna bring in as you can probably hear the music continuously in the background. I'm just gonna stop it now, and you guys would probably notice in a bit that it has indeed stopped. So this is the advantage of using this Yamaha AG06 mixer, which can operate into 3 different modes: as a audio interface, as a live mixer, and as a loop back for live streaming or live podcast. So this is a really good mixer, and I haven't added any kind of delay on my audio yet, because I didn't feel any need for it. So this is the audio setup, and this is connected to my live streaming PC, which is the Dell XPS L702X, which I'm using, which is hosting the Xsplit application at the moment. It's connected via USB to my PC. So now if you look here to this side, I have basically my capture card here. So the HDMI, let me get this out of the way. So the HDMI from the DSLR camera is going into HDMI input here on this game capture card, and then it's connected via USB 3.0 to this PC. So that's how I am capturing the DSLR video. And I'm using 2 microphones at the moment. I can simultaneously use them. Like, I can put this one down, switch this one on, and start speaking into this one, and my audio would be still audible, and there would be no feedback, or there would be no issues at all. Okay, so let me just zoom out now from the equipment. If you guys have any questions, you can just ask, and after the live stream I'll answer those questions, because I'm live streaming at the moment. I can't use the keyboard and stuff, so I'm just gonna zoom out at the moment. Okay guys, so basically this is the hardware involved, which I have set up. As I mentioned previously, as in mathematics, there are many ways of achieving one answer. Like there are many formulas of achieving one answer. Same applies to audio and video signal. It depends how you design it and what equipment you use in order to achieve what you want out of it. So this is my setup. This is what I have done, and I'm live streaming at 1080i at 30 frames per second, utilizing my DSLR camera and 2 professional grade external microphones, and the setup compromise of audio mixer, which I'm using in loop back mode to play back the music as well at the same time. So I'm just gonna add music to this live stream now as continuous playback music. And so if you are on a budget, you are basically a university or a small school or any kind of live events where you are on a budget and you can't hire external professional companies to do your live stream, then you can do this kind of setup for very cheap price. I mean, you would need good internet in order to upload your live stream. Like, I'm live streaming at 3 megabits per second at the moment, and that's recommended by YouTube. But I believe most of the universities, schools, or any other organizations, they have got minimum 10 megabits per second upload speeds. So once you're doing it for a professional event, make sure you've got that bandwidth available to you if you're gonna use this kind of setup, because obviously in this setup we are using 2 external microphones, and that's adding more bandwidth to the upstream. So I'm just gonna use the Shure SM58 now. And if you guys, as I said, if you guys have any questions, then just ask here, and once the stream is done, I'll get back to you guys with the answers. But guys, this is how you professionally do live stream using your DSLR camera, external microphones, a loop back audio mixer, and a gaming capture card. All this setup would cost you less than $1,000 or £1,000 in UK. And if you hire a professional live streaming company to do this, they're gonna charge you thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars to do this kind of setup. Now obviously there is a way, if you don't have to use YouTube or Facebook as your platform for your viewers to view it. You can use Twitch, you can use live stream, you can use many other, or you can create your own server and apply the login details to your viewers. That way it's going to be more secure. I can secure this live stream right now on YouTube as well, and the viewers who have got the login details, they would be able to view this live stream. But this is for general public, this is for educational and knowledge purpose, and that's why I'm live streaming it to public. So if you guys have any questions, you can just ask anytime. Okay guys, I believe I'm gonna end this live stream now right here, and later if you watch this live stream as a recorded video on YouTube, then please ask some questions and I'll get back to you in due time. Okay, enjoy your weekend, Easter long weekend, and I would see you guys in next live stream or next video. Take care, bye bye.